welcome back, YouTube. So we're picking up from where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where we were on the search for some scrap metal. I don't know if any of the scrap metal is in this pile. Yes, we've come up to the old mine, old coal mine,
I might have to drop
in
some gear.
pursuit of scrap metal. We'll find out if there's any in the mine. We did get lucky and find one right outside, so we're off to a good start in finding some. But the question is whether or not that luck will continue. Find any conveniently piled up by the front door. And this place has been searched before. So there's a decent possibility that I didn't find any piled up by the door, that there isn't any scrap metal to find. That doesn't involve tearing down any of the shelving units, for example. Which is something I would prefer to avoid doing if possible. Well, we'll give it a once over. Best case scenario, we'll find a bunch of coal as we're doing. Which, while not what we're looking for, is better than nothing.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Yeah, when we get back to the entrance, our character's going to leave some coal behind. We got enough down at the fishing spot that I don't need to drag more down. If anything, the next time we go out to Bleak Inlet, I'm thinking I might leave the bow behind. Leave the bow and the arrows behind. And instead...
I think I can use this.
take a bunch of extra coal with us, so it's easier to set fires up that'll be quote-unquote warm for our needs. Warm enough for our needs. Because of just how cold Bleak Inlet is. That means we won't be able to hunt anything, but really, down there, the only thing to hunt is the Timberwolves themselves. And if you watch the earlier run-in with the Timberwolves, I'm not really good at shooting them with a bow. I'm a little bit better with shooting them with a rifle, but this is interloper difficulty. There are no rifles. Unless a major glitch happened and somehow one survived. Empty, empty, empty. Found a piece of scrap metal. So we're up 2 pieces of scrap metal now. Yeah, probably good enough. I'm going to complete the search, and then we'll head back down and make up our 2 pieces of fishing tackle, which is probably enough that I'll be happy leaving the area for exploration of Bleak Inlet again, because then I can always come back to do more fishing. The whole point of going out of the way to get fishing supplies now is that in an emergency, like say I need vitamin C or something like that, vitamin C or more lamp oil, I have the fishing tackle on hand to do exactly that, to generate some fishing oil or generate some vitamin C in the form of fish. Not that we need to necessarily do the latter, the vitamin C from fish, because we did leave a big pile of fish behind, but if you prepare ahead of time, then you're not SOL when things go wrong. If you don't prepare ahead of time, then when things go wrong, you're potentially very SOL. So with the ending of this recording, the next recording session,
All this gear
I
is
believe, will
slowing me
be
down.
next week. I think I'll have 7 videos. Because they keep the videos up on Twitch for 7 days, I'm going to try to keep in the future such that all the videos are posted to, all the subparts are posted to YouTube and visible prior to them coming down off of Twitch. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can check the streaming schedule on Twitch. You should be able to see when the next stream will start on Twitch, if you're interested in seeing when the next will go up. It should be that day, so probably if you're watching this on YouTube, you can probably actually go, you run out of content at this point, alright, you can probably hop onto Twitch, and either the next 7 will have just been finished recording, or I'll still be recording at that time, depending on my schedule for that day. And you can see some more if you're interested in seeing some more and not patient enough to wait for it to be posted to YouTube. If you're watching it on Twitch, this is going to currently be the last part that I record for the day. And then next time I'm going to record the Long Dark is going to be about a week from now. Though I will probably record a couple different other games before then and now. Let's see if I can not get stuck here. I know there's a way over, there we go. Way over that little piece of wood. Sometimes the game mechanics make the floor a little bit stickier than it probably should be for scenarios where there isn't any snow. But yeah, if you want to see more of this, there'll be more of this. There will probably even be more of this up by the time you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch, the next time Long Dark will get streamed is next week. Tomorrow I'm going to stream some more Frostpunk 2. I do want to record one stream worth of Frostpunk 2 where things do not completely blow up on cabinet difficulty. Cabinet difficulty is hard enough over Steward that I was caught unprepared. We'll see if I can do better this time. And then that's the stream for tomorrow. It's going to be Frostpunk 2. Then Against the Storm, I think it's going to be up again on the day after tomorrow. Let's see if I can remember my days of the weeks. Up on Friday. I'm going to be streaming it. And then I will probably, time available, be streaming more than that after that. But I haven't decided what that game will be yet. So if you're interested in seeing what I'm streaming, because if you like a cool, calm, collected me describing what I'm playing, then feel free to check in for a stream. I'm going to try to stream a little bit every day. And if you're here for Long Dark, and only here for Long Dark, then I'll have one video up a day on YouTube, and depending upon how much I get to stream, either, well, it'll be about 3.5 hours of streaming, whether that ends up being in one session or divided over a couple sessions. We'll try to do that like once a week. Which, because this stream was about 3.5 hours, well, will be about 3.5 hours, going on 4 when I'm done. The next stream will be a week from now, so it'll be next Wednesday. Our character's starting to, well, our character's both starting to walk slow because he's very fatigued, and walking slow because we've kind of buried him under a pile of coal. Didn't get as much scrap metal as I'd like on the exploration of the mine here. We only got 2 pieces. But we did get a bunch of coal, and mostly renewable coal too, so there'll be a nice pile of coal here for future me if I need fuel. So now that we're back at the cave entrance, it's time to leave the coal mine, because I don't need 51 pieces of coal on me right now. That's much more appropriate to what we want to be moving around with. Still maybe a bit heavy, given our fatigue level, but I think that's acceptable for the moment. I'm going to take a slightly different route down the hill. I'm going to actually descend, assuming the ropes are set up. I haven't checked, don't remember if the ropes are set up. If the ropes are set up, I'm going to descend down the ropes. So I can explore the cave between the fire lookout and the ruined cabins. Oh, I suppose to do that I will need more fatigue. So one temporary solution to that is to drink things like my cup of acorn coffee here to get some fatigue back. And reduce the loss of fatigue rate. Is this the turnout I'm looking for? No. It's the next one I'm looking for. So the next stop is going to be the fire outlook. Might have a different name. Might have a, because there's multiple fire outlooks in the game, right? So the fire outlook might have a different name for this one in particular. We'll see what the name is when I get there. I remember it by functionality, not specific name. Like I think the one overlooking Bleak Inlet's called like Pensive Outlook. This one's called Abandoned Outlook.
Could end up being useful.
Ooh, fresh whetstone. Well, I must have not been up here. Nothing under the bed. Nope. Doesn't look like there's anything under the chair. Under the padded chair. Quickly start up this campfire. Harvest the 2 sticks. Because this thing's all windows, assuming the visibility is high enough, we should be able to map while we're here.
Come on. Come on. That did it. I need to find food.
Character is a little bit worried about food. I'm not too worried about it because we're carrying food around, but I'd prefer not to eat too much of the food in my inventory, which is why I haven't been just feeding him. Yeah, visibility conditions are supposedly too low. Well, darn. And we have to cook. Oop. Yeah, hiccup. You got birch bark tea and cups of coffee. Well, heat up a cup of coffee. And with that, we are now, in theory, light enough to go down the rope. Which was my next plan, if the visibility here wasn't good enough to map, and it isn't. If Torch runs away from me. Come back here, Torch. Aha. The rope isn't set up. That's a problem. Well, I guess I'm not going down here. I could totally billy goat down here. I have billy goat down here before, but the risk associated with billy goat down in there is not the risk I want to take right now. So instead, we're going to take the more sensible route of following the road down the mountain. And I'll have to put it in my to-do list for future episodes to find that rope. As I basically demonstrate how you would billy goat down there, but in a different section. Yeah. Okay, so once again, I need to be careful, because I'm going through bear territory. If you were listening in on the last part in the stream, I was going on and on about needing to be careful about being in bear territory, because I can walk into a bear and then get jump scared by a bear. A little bit less worried about it right now, because these are the bear tracks going that way, so the bear is probably over that way. Sorry for being a bit quiet right now. I'm being a bit pensive and trying to think about where that rope could be. I don't think I've stumbled across the rope yet. May have stumbled across the rope and I'm just not remembering, but I don't think I've stumbled across it yet. Which probably means it's someplace I haven't been. Which the lower rope is in, so it could hypothetically be in the cave that I wanted the rope to climb down to, which would be slightly annoying, but you can always climb up instead of down if one of the ropes are in. Just remembering, I'm looking for my meat, which is getting easier and easier to miss because the pile's getting smaller. But it's here. And that's from a moose kill. In fact, that's from our first moose kill. Somewhere around here, or I've forgotten where it is, but somewhere around here should be a pile of bear meat as well. wolf out front, but he's not in our way right now. Let's go ahead and make those hooks. That's a question. Do I need daylight to make those hooks? I may need daylight to make those hooks. Let's assume I need daylight to make those hooks. If that is the case, let's grab the guts, and we'll put the torch out. Are you gonna let me do it? No. Okay, so in which case we can use our trusty lantern here to get us to the bed. We can have our characters sleep through the night. We make our fishing tackle in the morning. Woke up fully rested. With a reasonable level of hydration. Okay. Then we'll make our 6 hooks. And we'll make up 6 sets of line. And then we can go ahead and assemble those into fishing tackle. Apparently have all the stuff we need on hand to make torches from scratch. Let's prep our birch bark while we're thinking about it. And we should be good to go. Now we can drop off our fishing tackle. So that when we need to fish again in the future, it's good and ready. So a quick scan around suggests that there are no wolves nearby to give us any trouble as we walk out to our fishing site. I suppose early next episode I'll make the decision whether or not I'm going to head down to Bleak Inlet without the bow and arrow to just improve our carrying capacity so I can carry down more fuel to make mapping a little easier. Oh, a bunch of random vermin. Well, I say random. I know why it's here. So it's not exactly random. This is where one of the bears died. If I do decide to leave the bow and arrow behind, we'll have more carrying capacity, and that might make it a little easier to do a bit more mapping in Bleak Inlet on the next attempt to map Bleak Inlet. As then I won't have to cower inside when it's as cold as much. The other alternative is to keep the bow and arrow, but mainly do an exploration of the lower Bleak Inlet, because then I'm not as weight-bound as having to climb in from the top. But I'll make that decision early next episode.
Goddamn freezing.
Early next part. For this part, we're going to go ahead and leave off our 6 pieces of tackle on the floor here. Top off our stomach on a piece of fish. Fill up our water supply. And this might be a little bit on the short side for an episode, but I'm going to go ahead and probably end this episode after getting up into Jackrabbit. Just taking a little bit of cold damage, which I'd prefer not to be taking, but it'll probably be fine. Okay, so it looks like we haven't had a blizzard since we did the bit of beach combing from before, because the planks are still there. And I suppose as I'm doing the final walk up to Jackrabbit, I'll give the closing spiel. If you've been enjoying this, I hope you've been enjoying this, if you've been watching. If there's any places you want me to go ahead and try to map earlier than others, feel free to leave a comment to that effect. And with that, I hope you've been enjoying. And again, I'll probably try to have another part up again tomorrow if you're on YouTube. But that will be because I will be trying to record the day that this goes live. So if everything goes well, there'll be a part up for you tomorrow. If not, then something has happened with the recording schedule. And hopefully we'll be trying to fix it by then. If you're watching this on Twitch, this is going to be the end of the Twitch stream. Feel free to check in either tomorrow for a different game or next week if you still want to see more Long Dark. Until then, I hope everyone has a good time. Catch you all later.